Right rumination before we say, I'd never. We might be facing the same trial as someone else, such as financial hardship, illness, loss, or family tension. But our response may be completely different. Why? Because our history, personality, and capacity are different. What weighs heavily on one person may barely trouble another. What seems small to us may feel like a mountain to someone else. We must remember that someone else's weakness might be our strength, and our weakness might be their strength. We don't always see the full picture or understand the weight they are carrying. It's natural to be critical when we are not the ones feeling the storm rock our boat. When somebody falls into sin, we are quick to say, I would never do such a thing. I would never respond that way. I'd never. That is arrogance. All of us have a tendency to be arrogant. That is why the scripture instructs us to humility and unity. Romans 12 verse 16 says, be of the same mind one toward another. Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. Be not wise in your own conceits. In the 1828 dictionary, condescend means to descend from the privileges of superior rank or dignity, to do some act to an inferior, which strict justice or the ordinary rules of civility do not require. Hence, to submit or yield as to an inferior, implying an occasional relinquishment of distinction. The verse admonishes believers to avoid arrogance and to be willing to lower themselves to interact with those of a lower social standing. It's about treating others with empathy, humility, respect, and compassion, even if they are not of the same social or intellectual level. It reminds us not to think too highly of ourselves. Galatians 6 verse 2, bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. Pride, sometimes disguised as spiritual zeal or deep Bible knowledge. It can make us think we're above the temptations others face. The moment we believe we cannot fall is often when we are most vulnerable, because that's when we rely on ourselves instead of God. That kind of pride can blind us to the fact that we are just as capable of messing up as anyone else. Under the right pressure, at the right time, and in the right circumstances, any of us can stumble in the very ways we once judged others. 1 Corinthians 10 verse 12. Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. Instead of judging, let us offer grace. Humility reminds us that we are not better than anyone else. Every strength we have is a gift. Every weakness is an opportunity for grace. Philippians 2 verse 3. Let nothing be done through strife or vain glory, but in lowliness of mind. Let each esteem other better than themselves. When we approach each other with the mind of Christ, we stop comparing and start carrying one another. This is how the world will see the love of Christ in action.